3.9 Determine the current in each branch of the network shown in figure. So this is the network. Here we have cell of 10 volt and here we have four resistance 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 10 ohm, 5 ohm. First of all, we see whether these four resistance form the balanced Wheatstone bridge or not. Here we divide 10 ohm by 5 ohm resistance, 10 over 5 and 5 by 10, 5 over 10. These two are not equal, so these four resistances are not forming the balanced Wheatstone bridge. So to solve this, we will use Kirchhoff rules. We revise Kirchhoff rules. First rule is sum of current entering in the junction is equal to the sum of current leaving the junction. Second rule is the algebraic sum of changes in potential around any closed loop involving resistors and cells in the loop is 0. And remember that when we go from high potential to low potential, we always take change in potential negative, and when we go from low potential to high potential, we take change in potential positive. Say I current is coming out of this cell, it goes in this direction. Here at A it divided into two parts. Here say current I1 is going in this direction and I2 going in this direction. Here I1 is going here, again there is a junction. We assume I3 is current that is flowing in this direction, and here in this direction I1 minus I3 current is flowing. Here I3 current is coming, I2 current is coming, so in this direction I2 plus I3 current will flow. Here I1 minus I3 is coming, I1 minus I3, here I2 plus I3, so I3 cancel. So here at this junction, here we get I1 plus I2 current is flowing, and I1 plus I2 is equal to I. So here we see I current is coming out of the cell and I current is entering the cell. So it means distribution of the current in this circuit is correct. Here we have I1, I2, I3. Four variables are there. So we require four equations to analyze this network. First of all, we take this loop A, B, D, A. Then B, C, D, B. After it, we take A, D, C, E, A. And the fourth equation we get from here, I current is coming here, it is divided into two parts, I1 and I2. So first of all, we take A, B, D, A loop. We move in clockwise direction. So A, B, D, A. Now we are going from high potential to the low potential, as current always flow from high potential to low potential. So here we take change in potential negative. So here we get minus 10 I1. Again we are going from high potential to low potential. So here we get minus 5 I3. Here we are going from low potential to the high potential. So we get here 5 I2 equal to 0. On simplifying, we get 2 I1 minus I2 plus I3 equal to 0. This is equation number 1. Second loop is B, C, D, B. Here we are going from high potential to the low potential. So we take negative minus 5 I1 minus I3. Here C to D, we are going from low potential to the high potential. So we get here 10 I2 plus I3. And D to B, we are going from low potential to the high potential. We get 5 I3 equal to 0. On simplifying, we get minus I1 plus 2 I2 plus 4 I3 equal to 0. This is the equation second. Third closed loop, we take A, D, C, E, A. Now we are going from high potential to low potential. So we get here minus 5 I2. Here we are going from high potential to low potential. So we get minus 10 I2 plus I3. Here we are going from low potential to high potential. So we get here 10 minus, here we are going from high potential to low potential. So we get 10 I equal to 0. On simplifying, we get minus 3 I2 minus 2 I3 minus 2 I plus 2 equal to 0. This is the equation third. Fourth equation we get here, I is coming here, it is divided into two parts, I1 and I2. So we get fourth equation, I equal to I1 plus I2. So this is the fourth equation. Put the value of I in equation third. We get minus 3 I2 minus 2 I3 minus 2 I1 plus I2 plus 2 equal to 0, or 2 I1 minus 5 I2 minus 2 I3 plus 2 equal to 0. This is the equation number 5. Adding equation first and 5, 2 I1 minus I2 plus I3 equal to 0 minus 2 I1 minus 5 I2 minus 2 I3 plus 2 equal to 0. So we get here minus 6 I2 minus I3 plus 2 equal to 0. We give it equation number 6. Multiply equation second by 2 and subtract equation 5 from it. Minus 2 I1 plus 4 I2 plus 8 I3 equal to 0. Minus 2 I1 minus 5 I2 minus 2 I3 plus 2 equal to 0. Here we get 9 I2 plus 10 I3 minus 2 equal to 0. This is the equation number 7. Now multiply equation 6 by 10 and add equation 7th in it. We get here minus 60 I2 minus 10 I3 plus 20 equal to 0, 9 I2 plus 10 I3 minus 2 equal to 0. Here we get minus 51 I2 plus 18 equal to 0, or I2 equal to 6 over 17 ampere. put value of I2 in equation 6, we get I3 equal to minus 2 over 17a. Put values of I1 and I2 in equation 1. We get I1 equal to 4 over 17 ampere. Put values of I1 and I2 in equation 4. We get I equal to 10 over 17 ampere. So we get I1 4 over 17 ampere, I2 6 over 17 ampere, I3 minus 2 over 17 ampere, I equal to 10 over 17 ampere. Here we want to find the current in branch AB. In branch AB, current I1 is flowing. So 4 over 17 ampere. In the branch BC, current flowing is I1 minus I3. I1 minus I3, we put value here, we get 6 over 17 ampere. In branch AD, I2 current is flowing, that is 6 over 17 ampere. In the branch DC, here I2 plus I3 is flowing, so we get 6 over 17 minus 2 over 17. We get 4 over 17 ampere. If we want to calculate the current in the branch CD, so we take a negative. We get minus 4 over 17 ampere. In the branch CEA, current I is flowing, so we get 10 over 17 ampere answer.